And welcome back. This will be episode 1 in the playthrough of the dreadful Menagerie and Heroes of Terrinoth. Our brave heroes awake on this precipice and hears a voice in the darkness. So, what we're gonna be doing, first of all, you have to turn over the starting position. They're gonna be starting in a dwarven bypass. It's a dungeon. It reads, at the start of the travel phase, the party leader chooses one hero. That hero may exhaust one action card to reveal the top card of the exploration deck. Then he or she places that card on the top or bottom of the exploration deck. I see. So we may exhaust one of the activation cards to see where we are going next, and either leave it on the top or place it on the bottom. We do need 6 travel to get past this place to go to the next one, and the numbers on the side shows how many enemies we have to dig out. And how we do that is the top number, the red one, shows the amount of monsters we have to turn up and divide among us. So starting with the leader, top one will be engaged with the leader. It's a changeling, an infernal minion, and a mimic. This enemy activates using the effect bar and abilities of the highest difficulty face-up enemy in play. That is not a changeling. If no other face-up enemies are in play, this enemy becomes engaged with you. Oh well. So I will leave this with Sindrael. Next will be engaged with Mock. That is a wraith, undead minion. Nasty. If this enemy is in the shadows when the party travels, it is not discarded. Oh, so this one just sticks with us. Okay, I'll leave that by Mock. Next one will also be with Sindrael, and it's a rat swarm. Oh, I hate those guys. It's just a time consumer. Swarm, this enemy becomes engaged with the hero with the most engaged enemies. 3 health. So she is engaged with the changeling and the rat swarm. Now for the last number, showing blue here, will be 1 face down enemy up in the shadows. So there you go. We are ready to rumble. Now, starting with the leader, we will decide what we will do. And since Sindrael is engaged with 2 monsters now, I think the best decision to do is to have her do some attacking. So we're gonna exhaust cleave, and we read from the top what she can do. It says, you may become engaged with 1 enemy. Now the maximum amount of enemies you can be engaged with is 3. So what I will do, I will have her get engaged with the wraith, which are pestering Mock. So now she has 3 enemies. Next thing, attack with 2 white dice Before resolving this action, you may target up to 2 enemies. So I will tap it, showing that I have used it, and I can target 2 enemies. I think I want to target the changeling and the rat swarm. Targeting those. Now for the die roll. You will have 2 white dice, 2 black dice, because she's engaged with... No, wait, 3 black dice, I'm sorry. She's engaged with 3 enemies, not 2, because the wraith is also there. So let's roll them up and see what we get. Ooh. Okay, we have some skulls here, that's not good. And at least she has a shield, and she has a crit. Mr. Critical will give her 1 hit already. So leave those, and I will re-roll this. And that's another shield. So it's 2 shield and 1 counter attack and 2 skulls. I'm not sure if I roll 2 multiple skulls, if that actually means that I gonna trigger the Nemesis action twice. I have to check that with the rules. Checking the rules real quick shows that although you roll multiple threats, you just resolve threat once. So what we could do is try to re-roll the one of those shield to a hit or something, or just soak up the counter attack. But I think I want to re-roll this, and the reason I'm doing that is because of Cinderell's ability, that she may re-roll 1 die when doing an action. So this is her re-roll. So that's 2 hits and a counter attack, but she has got a shield. So let's see how this pans out. Now let's resolve the counter attack. One of these monsters counter attacks her, and the one with the highest is rules that does the counter attack, but they're all the same. So either way, it's 1 damage. She soaks that up with the shield. So that's the counter attack resolved. Now for her 2 hits that lands on the 2 targets, and I can divide them as I want between those targets. I think I will lay 2 hits on the changeling. So that's the hits resolved. Now for the threat, we have to take the Nemesis and take a look at it. It says spawn 1 enemy engaged with you. So we spawn 1, that's the top card of the monster deck, and that's another wraith, and this time it's a master. That is not good. And since she is already engaged with 3 monsters, this just slides in and hits her for 3 and goes back to the shadow. So Cinderella is going to be hit with 3 damage. Ouch! That attack did not pan out the way I was hoping for. But that's Heroes of Terrinoth for you. Now let's see what Elder Mock can do. Now here's Elder Mock. He is obviously observing what is happening to Tindrell. She's fighting ghosts and rats and some other monsters that is hard to depict what is. So I think he's gonna try to aid Tindrell. He will use field medicine. The field medicine says aid with 2 white dice. The target hero may ready 1 activation card, and the target hero recovers 2 health. So let's go ahead and do that. And Elder Mock is gonna try to aid with 2 white dice. And what aid means is that for each success we are rolling now, let's pick up the card. During an action, for each star result, resolve the following effects. The target hero claims 1 success token. And those are very nice, because we can use them to hurt other monsters. Not the best roll, I was hoping for more. But 1 are better than nothing. Tindrell receives 1 success tokens and she recovers 2 health. So this 3 hit will be turned to a 1. Good job for Elder Mock. And now if he has had any damage, he also would have healed 1 health, but he is not damaged, so we will skip that. Now that was our 2 first actions. We're gonna... Oh, I'm forgetting. Tindrell may ready 1 activation card. And I guess I'm going to have her activating her attack card again. I have not forget that. Top notch. So we're gonna pop back to Tindrell and have her second action. Getting the beneficial heal from Elder Mock gives her more grit, and she's ready to fight yet again. She will use her cleave. This time I will not have her be engaged with more enemies. I will go straight to attack, and she may target up to 2 enemies. I will have her do the same thing. I will target those 2. Tindrell is fighting with 2 white dice against 3 blacks. And she will be using her success token, which she got from Elder Mock. It's better. It's 1, 2, 3 then, and 2 counterattacks. Question is, do I want to re-roll one of those to get more successes, or shall I re-roll one of those counterattacks to get a blank? I will try that. I will re-roll one of the counterattacks. No, it's still a counterattack. Here's what I got. Now, to deal out damage, she does 3 hits, which I can divide however I wish. I'm gonna use 2 to kill off the changeling, and the last one I'm gonna put on the rat swarm. That's the damage dealt with. Now for a counter attack, she did have 1 shield, so she blocks the 1 damage from the 1 counter attack, and she suffers 1 damage from the other. So she's at 2. And the changeling is dead. That's Cinderella done. She has now used her both actions. There's Eldermok left. He has got his last action. Here's Eldermok. And what do we want him to be doing? I think we're gonna go for an attack. Let's have him clobber something. I activate clobber and he may become engaged with one enemy. That enemy will be the rat swarm, which Cinderella is fighting. Attack 2 with 2 white dice, and he can claim 1 success token after this attack. Let's see how he does. Eldermok attacks with 2 white dice and 1 black for the rat swarm. Oh, not bad. 2 hits and a counter attack. Two hits from Eldermok is enough to kill off the rat swarm, which has one hit already. So that will kill it, but it also does 1 damage to Eldermok before it dies. Oops, 1, not 3. So the rat swarm is dead. That's our heroes done. Next up is the enemy's phase. And in the enemy phase we start with the enemies that is engaged with the characters, and we start with the leader first. The leader is engaged with a wraith, and it says retreat, inflict. So this will go back to the shadows and inflict 1 on Cinderella. So she's back up at 3. I will turn this like this, showing that it has been activated. Eldermok does not have anyone engaged with him, so we will pick this wraith. It says retreat, then inflict. Well, it's in the shadows already, so it inflicts, and it will inflict 3 damage on Eldermok. Ouch. Lastly, we will turn up the last enemy in the shadows and see what that is. It's a dark priest. It says inflict, dark chant, then retreat. Now it starts in the shadows, so it's not engaged with anyone yet. So you go to dark chant. If this enemy is in the shadows, become weakened. So that means Cinderella will be weakened. Not poisoned, weakened. And weakened states at the start of your activation, if all your activation cards are readied, discard. At the end of your activation, either exhaust 1 activation card or suffer 1 damage. We didn't need that. But that's all the enemies activated. So we go to the peril phase. And in the peril phase we move this marker up, and it's a blue, and on the blue it says a portal opens long enough to disgorge terrible creatures courtesy of the caretaker. Then it states spawn 2 giants from the Menagerie deck in the shadows. Ugh. So that's 2 giants in the shadows. Wow. Can see that this is gonna be a bit hard. Now that was the peril phase. The next phase is the trouble phase. And in the trouble phase we haven't advanced anything in the adventure yet, but it says at the start of the adventure, at the start of the travel phase, the party leader chooses 1 hero. That hero may exhaust 1 activation card to reveal the top card of the exploration deck. Then he or she places that card on the top or bottom of the exploration deck. So I can kind of see what is going to be next. No, I don't think I want to do that. I will leave it as it is, and try to explore on my own. Actually, so there you go. That was the first round. We got hit really hard, as I figured we would, and we have those wraiths. Either though I managed to travel, we can get rid of that nasty cultist, and the giants will go back, but those wraiths will keep on pestering us. So I will have a bit of a think. So that's it. We will be heading straight into round 2. We start off with Cinderella, which is the leader. Now she has exhausted her cleave, so she cannot attack, and she is weakened. Weakened reads: at the start of your activation, if all of your activation cards are readied, discard this card. Well, they ain't. At the end of your activation, either exhaust 1 activation card or suffer 1 hit. Typical. I think I will have her aid Elder Mock. So we're gonna activate this. It says you may become engaged with 1 enemy. So let's see if we want to do that. Those wraiths are giving me a bit of a hard time at the moment. I think she will become engaged with the Dark Priest. So we're gonna take that down to her. to have her be engaged with that. Next it says aid with 2 white dice, and then the target hero may ready 1 activation card. So we just do like that, and we have a roll to see how this will turn out. Cinderella with 2 white dice and 1 for the Dark Priest. She can reroll. Oh, let's see. 1. That's 3 successes and 1 counter attack by the Dark Priest. Dark Priest does 1 hit, so the shield she rolls here with will cancel that. However, I will have her try to re-roll this to see if she can. Yeah, she cancels the counterattack altogether. So Elder Muck gains 3 success tokens, which is awesome, and Elder Muck can reactivate his clobber. Good stuff. That's Cinderella's first turn. Cinderella is weakened, and at the end of her activation either exhaust 1 activation card or suffer 1 health. So we will go ahead and exhaust advance. Next up will be Elder Muck. Here's Elder Muck, and what he's gonna do, he's gonna attack again with his clubber. It says you may become engaged with 1 enemy, attack with 2 white dice and claim 1 success tokens. So he will be engaged with the Wraith minion. Let's see how this turns out. Now I'm gonna leave the Wraith in the tray so you can see it. Elder Muck attacks with 2 white dice, 1 black for the Wraith, and he's also gonna spend 2 success tokens to give himself 2 automatic hits. Let's see. That's 1, 2 and a blank. That's great. So that will total up to 1, 2, 3, 4, which we need to kill this off. It has got 1 armor, mitigating 1 of the damage. The rest of the 3 kills it. So that's just great stuff by Elder Muck. And as per his activation card, he claims 1 success token. This is great stuff. Elder Muck is showing to be a bit of a fighting machine also. So, next player out will be Cinderella for her second action. Cinderella has only 1 thing to do. She's weakened, as it states that all of her cards without regroup are tapped. So let's take a look at regroup. You may exhaust 1 minion engaged with you. Rest with 1 white die. Then when resolving this action, apply 1 shield to the result. If all of your other activation cards are exhausted, claim 1 success tokens and ready all of her activation cards. So we're going to start off with that. We're going to exhaust the Dark Priests and then have a rest. I'm gonna rest with 1 white die. I just roll it here now. is showing a shield. However, when resolving your action, you may reroll one die. So let us reroll this. You don't roll black now, because the priest is exhausted. Ah, yes, that's one crit. We reroll this. And 2. So Cinderella heals 2 damage by resting. Next, we ready all of her activation cards. And she claims 1 success token. Now for the funky part. Weakness kicks in again, and she takes a hit from weakened. She's back at 2. However, we will lose weaken next round. That's Cinderella's 2 actions. Let's see what Elder Mock can do as his final second action. Here's Elder Mock. He is gonna forage. Explore with 2 white dice and draw and resolve 1 exploration card. Elder Mock is also gonna use his 2 success tokens. Leave those there to remind us. He's gonna be exploring 2 white dice, and we do really need a lot of stars now. Come on. Well, there's 1 at least. So let's take this shield aside and re-roll this. So we have got 3 now. 4. Come on. 4. That's just great. We get 4 on the exploration card. That is awesome. We are only 2 away to be able to travel to another site. Lastly, we're gonna be taking the top card of the exploration deck, and we read out Stalking Foe event. You realize that your steps are being followed. No doubt the newcomer means you harm. Spawn 1 enemy face down in the shadows. We could have looked at this last round when we traveled. We didn't. So we have to spawn 1 enemy face down in the shadows. We're gonna do like that. This goes face down. We did not need that. Discard this. Oop. There's a hair on my table. I feel we could have been luckier, but well, that's the game. Next phase is the enemy phase. We're gonna start off with Cinderella, since she is the party leader. And the Dark Priest is exhausted, so we have to choose one of the enemies from the shadows. Now, I do know that one of these 2 are giants, so I think she's gonna be choosing one of those. She activates an ogre, and he's got bash. If this enemy is engaged with you, suffer 1 damage for each of your exhausted activation cards. Then it advances. So turns up, Bash doesn't activate because it ain't engaged yet, then it advances. So it advances down and is engaged with Cinderella. Finally some giants. Next up is, oh, this is like this now, it's been activated. Next up is Elder Mock. And what shall we have him do? I think he's gonna choose the unfamiliar one, and it's a nasty cave spider. So first of all, it's poison. If this enemy is engaged in you, become poisoned. Well, it's not engaged yet. Then it advances and inflicts. So it crawls down to Elder Mock and inflicts 1 hit. Last but not least, we have to choose. I think I will have Cinderella choose the Wraith because it's worse than anything. Start with a retreat, then inflict. So it will just stay in the shadows, inflict 3 on Cinderella, maxing her up at 5. We're starting to get damaged, people. It hurts. That was Cinderella. Now Elder Mock has the joy of getting an ogre giant master. Bash, then advance. So it will be engaged with Elder Mock. There we go. That is the enemy phase done. We just reset the enemies so they are ready again. Top notch. Remember the rule on the quest card saying that we could use I could discard 1 success token to have another enemy take damage if the giants attacks. So I have to remember that. You can have them kill their own because they are big and thrashing about. Okay, that was the enemy phase. Next up is the peril phase. So we're gonna move the peril token down the line. And moving the peril token, we're moving that to a green spot this time. Though the caretaker's creatures practically stumble over each other to get to you, their numbers alone make them dangerous. Each hero may discard 2 success tokens. Each hero that does not spawn 1 enemy engaged with him or her. If I only had 2 success tokens on each of my heroes, I could avoid this. But no, now I have to spawn 1 enemy engaged with my heroes. So we have to start off with Cinderella. She will have a rat swarm creature master engaged with her, so she's at 3 now. Next up is Elder Mock. He will have another wraith engaged with him. So I'm so glad I chose a formidable adventure. Oh, I'm in 2nd round. And I'm already overrun. Well, but it's exciting. That's for sure. So that was the peril phase. I know for next time I'm gonna be landing on a green spot to be having success tokens ready for use. So that's it for the peril phase. We're gonna go to the travel phase. And as the travel card states, At the start of the travel phase, the party leader chooses one hero. The hero may exhaust one activation card to reveal the top card of the exploration deck. Then he or she places that card on the top of the bottom exploration deck. I thought that meant the travel deck, which is this one. It's not. It's the exploration deck, which gives us loot. So, but far from that, we have got 4 on this card. So we have not achieved the amount to be traveling yet. So we are still stuck in the Dwarven bypass. There we go. That's it for the travel phase, and that's it for round 2. We're gonna dive straight into round 3. Starting off round 3, we start with the hero phase, and leader is good old Cinderella, and she has been weakened, but she is not any longer, cause it says at the start of your activation, if all of your activation are readied, discard this card, and they are all ready to go. So we discard weaken. And we are currently engaged with 3 monsters, whereas we have a dark priest human master, we have a ogre giant minion, so we have to do something about that. And how are we gonna do that? Well, we have to use our cleave, I guess. She may become engaged with 1 enemy. We don't want to do that because we already have 3. Attack with 2 white dice, and before resolving this action you may target up to 2 enemies. So I will exhaust that, and I will be targeting these 2. So let's get our dice board out and see how this will turn out. Cinderella will be fighting with 2 white dice and 3 black dice against her, because there are 3 enemies here. She also gonna utilize her automatic success token. Let's see, and she may reroll 1 die. Well, that's not bad. Okay, we have 1 hit, 2 hits, and a crit. Let's keep these on the side and let's re-roll this. So we have 1, 2, 3 and a shield. 3 hits and a shield. I do want to re-roll this. And luckily it's a blank, so that's good. Now, too bad I used my automatic success, because I could have paid with one of these to have the giant hurt someone else, but hey, that's how it goes. So we had 3 hits and a shield and a counter. So how are we gonna divide that? I think we're gonna lay them all on the ogre. Kill it off. Ogre has 1 armor and 2 hit points. If I put all 3 on him, he will die. So let's do that. However, there will be 2 counters. So 1 counter from the ogre and 1 counter from the dark priest. I rolled 1 shield, so I will be mitigating 1 of the damage from the ogre. So 1 from the ogre and 1 from the dark priest will be hitting Cinderella. Cinderella will then have to take 2 hits, bringing her up to 7 damage. Now it's Elder Mock's turn, and all he can do is heal himself. It's an rest card. Reads out, you may exhaust one minion engaged with you. So we're gonna be exhausting. No, we can't exhaust this. It's a master. Whew. Can we exhaust the spider? Oh, that's a master also. Oh, okay. The Wraith is a minion, so we can exhaust that at least. Wow. Elder Mock just found all the masters. Okay. Rest with one white die. When resolving this action, apply one shield to the result. And says, if all of your other activation cards are exhausted, choose one other hero. That hero recovers 1 health. Then ready all of your activation cards. Nice! Okay, let's do a rest and apply a shield to our result. Elder Mock will be resting with 1 white die and 2 black die will be rolling against him, and he has 1 shield to the result. That was a good thing, because here comes the pain. 2 counterattacks and 1 success. So the shield will be blocking the 1 hit from the cave spider then, and we get hit by 3 of the giant. However, he heals 1. So how will that turn out? Elder Mock heals 1. However, the counterattack from the ogre forces him to take 1 hit. Now reads, if all of your other activation cards are exhausted, choose one other hero. That hero recovers 1. So Cinderella recovers 1 hit, and as per Elder Mock's ability, when another hero recovers 1 or more health, he recovers 1 health. So there you go. And ready all activation cards. I can already see now that why this is a formidable quest, because it's a bunch of hard hitters and they are coming in as throws from the shadows. Well, cool. We don't want it to be too easy. This was Elder Mock's first action. Let's go to Cinderella and have her second action. Here's Cinderella, and I will have her try to advance, I guess, because if we are able to travel this turn, we can upgrade our action cards, and that is huge to be having. And maybe we can have some of our monsters retreating. That would be the best thing. So let's see if we can do that. We have her user advance, I mean. Advance. Explore with 2 white dice. We can draw and resolve 1 exploration card, and then she can claim 1 success token. There she go. She's gonna be exploring with 2 white and 2 blacks against her. And she is doing quite well. She will advance with 3 successes, and it's a counterattack. The counterattack says that one of these 2 will do 1 hit against her, but she does have a shield, so I won't be re-rolling this. I will be taking it as it is. So I will add 3 to the travel card. So we are at 7 there. Then it's Elder Mock's turn for his second action. Though before it's Elder Mock's turn, I have to finish off her exploration. She pulls a exploration card, and we read out that Eyes in the dark. It's an event. You hear something ahead lurking just out of sight. Spawn one enemy face down in the shadows. Ah. This game does not give us a break. And she claims 1 success token. Now it's Elder Mock's turn for his second action. Elder Mock, ready up. We will be using field medicine on Cinderella. That will be aid with 2 white dice. And the target hero may ready 1 activation card, and the target hero recovers 2 health. So we aid with 2 white dice. There's 2 enemies with Elder Mock. Let's hope it turns out okay. Ooh, well, not quite, but some okay. So Cinderella gets 2 success tokens, leaving her up at 3 now. However, there's a counter attack from the Ogre Master. He has got 3. We will be blocking 1 of those damage, so Elder Mock will have to take 2 hits. Elder Mock is now at 8. Now, as the card read, target hero recovers 2 health, so 1 of Cinderella's 3 will be turned to a 1. And since Cinderella heals, Elder Mock heals 1. That's it for our heroes. Then it's the enemy phase. Now let's start off with Cinderella, and it's the first monster which are engaged with her, the Dark Priest. It says inflict, dark chant, retreat. So he will inflict 1 hit on Cinderella. Dark chant, if this enemy is in the shadows, become weakened. Well, he's not. He's currently engaged with Cinderella, and then he retreats into the shadows. Next up, Elder Mock. Let's do the Ogre. It says bash. If this enemy is engaged with you, you suffer 1 for each of your exhausted activation cards. So Elder Mock suffers 1. The Ogre is tapped. Back again with Cinderella. She has a rat swarm, and the rat swarm reads Swarm. This enemy becomes engaged with the hero with the most engaged enemies. That is currently Elder Mock. So the rat swarm will be engaging Elder Mock, and since he is currently engaged with 3 enemies already. He will have to be taking another hit, bringing him to 9. Next up will be Cinderella. I think she will take the Wraith. The Wraith has 3. First says retreat, then inflict. So Cinderella takes another 3 hits, bringing her up to 8 again. Lastly, we do have the new enemy in the shadows, which Elder Muck has to activate. Ah, crap. It's Dark Priest, Dark Chant. We all know that Elder Muck will become weakened. We did not need that, I feel, but yeah, well, that's how it goes. Elder Muck is then weakened. And the Dark Priest goes back. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Elder Muck has got the Cave Spider still. So he will not become weakened. Haha, no. He will become poisoned. So, poison. If this enemy is engaged with you, become poisoned. No, Mark, you won't be weakened. You will be poisoned. Let's see. Before you resolve your action, suffer 1 health. After you resolve your rest action, discard this. Great game, ain't it? Yeah. Then the spider will advance. Well, it doesn't need to, it's already advanced and engaged. Then it inflicts. So Elder Muck is also at 8. Now for the Dark Priest. He will be engaging Cinderella, but instead of engaging, it's just gonna be weakening Cinderella. Top notch. So both our heroes are now currently suffering from a condition. But that was the enemy phase altogether. Terrible, terrible, terrible enemy phase. And this is just round 3. Well, let's turn them back up. Everyone, ready up. There you go. Next up is the peril phase. And in the peril phase, we move the counter up to a blue. And the blue says, a portal opens long enough to disgorge terrible creatures, courtesy of the caretaker. Spawn 2 giants from the Menagerie deck in the shadows. So 2 of those in the shadows. Good thing we are traveling now. Yes, that's it. Next up will be the travel phase. Yes. And next up is the travel phase. So we will be traveling, and since we have enough travel points to be traveling, we will say bye bye to this. Before I will turn over this, we will remove the monsters in the shadows, except the Wraith Master, because it says if this enemy is in the shadows when the party travels, it is not discarded, it lingers on. But these guys are left behind. We managed to dodge them. Also, we have two giants in the shadows, and the quest states when the party travels, giants in the shadows are shuffled into the Menagerie deck again. So these two guys will be going back to the Menagerie deck like this, and since it's 4 cards there, give it a shuffle, put it back. There you go. So we have only one monster in the shadows. Well, that's a great thing, you think. Oh no, because we are traveling, and where we arrive there will be more bad things happening. So we are traveling to the town gates quarter. At the end of the travel phase, the enemy with the highest difficulty becomes engaged with the party leader. Yeah, great stuff. And we do need 9 to succeed. Now we have to divide among us 4 monsters that pops out, and 1 in the shadows. First off, to the leader will be a Goblin Witcher engaged with Cinderella. Now, next up will be a Dark Priest. However, Mok has 3 enemies, so it just inflicts 1 at Mok and goes to the shadows. So that leaves Mok at 9 damage. That was 2. Next up, third monster. That is a Cave Spider engaged with Cinderella. Fourth monster to Mok. Another Goblin Witcher. Inflicts 1 and goes to the shadows. So Mok is at 10. And lastly, a monster in the shadows. There you go. Now it's starting to look a bit like an adventure, ain't it? And, as the quest states, after the party travels, each hero upgrades an activation card. Yes! That is huge! Cause, thankfully, we can now upgrade our heroes and maybe get a bit of an edge. Now for the leveling up, how this works is since Cinderella is a warrior, we do have 2 sets of warrior branches we can explore in. We have Warrior Knight or Warrior Berserker. I am tempted to go for Oath of Honor. It says you may become engaged with 1 enemy, attack with 3 white dice. Before resolving this action, choose 1 other hero. You may target 1 additional enemy engaged with that hero. If that hero has 2 or more exhausted activation cards, apply 2 hits and 1 shield to the result. So I will be going for that, I guess. So we will take her exhausted cleave, take that out, putting the Oath of Honor, still exhausted though, back to her spot. And since we now have gone for Knighthood, we can't use Berserker, so that will go back to the box. And the Knight cards will be those that applies for Cinderella. Now for Elder Mok, since he is a healer, we will be looking at the blue cards. For Elder Mok, we have to think we're gonna go for Healer Disciple. And I have to utilize the Cleansing Touch, upgrading his heal, I guess. So we do take the aid action and swap that out with Cleansing Touch. Already exhausted though, sadly, but that is how it is. There you go. That's the upgrading of our actions, and that will be the end of round 3. I think we'll be cutting it there, and next upload will be with episode 3 then, and turn 4, 5 and 6. If anyone has any thoughts of what to do and what is best thing to do, anything I've done wrong or something, let me know. But I think I will be just heading on playing after uploading this. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a comment and sub. Always appreciated to have people watching my stuff. Until then, and next time, this is T-Man signing off.